You feel resistant to the thing that you want to do, even though it's everything that you want to do. This is what it feels like to be in the in between place. You are in this void where you feel like you go through frequent ups and downs. You're oscillating. It's like you're in an oscillating state where days you feel good, you feel creative, you feel inspired, and then the next day, or maybe a few days later, you feel low energetically and you feel unmotivated, uninspired, like you don't want to do anything. And it's usually where in the space you are aware enough to not want to go back to the old because you're no longer the old, but at the same time, you're not exactly the new that you are becoming, that you are transitioning into. So because you feel this sensitivity of this recalibration that you're going through because your nervous system is recalibrating in that phase, you also don't want to push yourself or force that becoming into the new identity, into the new version of you that you are becoming. And so you have a clear vision. And I will take an example that, well, when you are in a transitioning phase, it could be in regards to anything. Maybe you are letting go of an old version of you. Maybe you're letting go of an old habit. Maybe you are letting go of an old identity. So for this video, I will take the example of maybe you were doing something that was more, structured and doesn't really light you up, is not that inspiring, and you want to transition into more creative work, right? And that requires a whole new identity of you. It's not transitioning habits or transitioning behaviors or routines. You are transitioning an entire identity. So you have a clear vision of how you want that to be. Maybe it's in art, maybe you want to become an artist, maybe a writer, maybe you want to do content even. So you have a clear vision of how you want your expression to be, how that version of you is going to express herself. And so you hold that vision, and that vision is real. That vision is true to you, it aligns with you. That vision is real. And so usually when you are in this in-between phase where your nervous system is recalibrating and you feel like you are oscillating like a pendulum, where your energy is really goes through ups and downs. So you try to take action. You try to take all of that advice that says overcome your fears of judgment, of being seen. You try to just do it. You follow the advice of start with where you are, start imperfectly, just do it, and you do that, and you still feel like something is off. You feel like something is missing. You feel like something is holding you back that you're still not able to put a finger on. It lights up this inner fire in them, and they feel so passionate about it, and they feel this drive to do that thing every day, regardless of the outcomes. And then you compare yourself to that and you feel off. You feel like you're doing something wrong because you're also not feeling that drive. You don't feel that passionate. You don't feel like it lights up a fire in you that you just want to do it regardless of anything else. So when you take action, when you do take steps, maybe you write a piece. If you want to become a writer, you write something, or maybe you start drawing or painting, and then you take steps with where you are, you take little steps, but then you end up discarding your work. And you do that because you feel like the work that you are producing now doesn't really align with that vision that you have for yourself. Or maybe it's your expression. You feel like where you are right now or the work that you are outputting is not really in alignment with that vision that you have for yourself, that you know is meant for you, that you know is rightful for you. And you know that you are becoming that too, like you are transitioning into that. And it's so important to realize here that what you are experiencing, it's only coming from reverence for that version of you. It's because you have that vision, and that vision is important for you. And so it's like your system's inner intelligence that understands the importance of that vision that you have for yourself, for you. And so it holds you back somehow because of the misalignment because of where you are energetically now and where you want to be. So please know that what you are going through is not coming out of laziness. It's not coming because you're self-sabotaging. This is not about that. This is not about fear of judgment. This is not about self-sabotage. This is not about you being lazy or procrastinating. And this is not about doing more embodiment practices either. This is because you are shifting identities. And so it happens to you in that way because you have reverence for that vision that you have for yourself. And so you hold yourself back in that way. Maybe you're not that aware of it. You hold yourself back from creating, or maybe you create and then you discard your work because it doesn't feel that good enough for you. And so that feels protective. It feels just justifiable because you're looking out for yourself because of the, again, the misalignment of that energetic state. However, and please pay close attention to this because this is coming from an underlying notion that if you express yourself, if you create from this current, raw, unsure, and uncertain version of you, then you will be sabotaging that vision that you have for yourself. And that is what is creating this resistance. And that is what is creating this constant ups and downs that feels like stagnation. You feel stuck in a recursive pattern that keeps looping. And you don't know what to do or how to get yourself out of it because at the same time, your nervous system is still calibrating. And so it's sensitive energetically. And your nervous system is prioritizing integration over output. And so you feel frustrated. You go through ups and downs. You don't know what to do. You create, but then you discard, and then you feel bad about it. And then so you retreat and you try to recalibrate again. And again, this is all coming from your own inner intelligence that is protecting that vision that you have for yourself because of that underlying belief that if you create or show up as you are right now, transitioning, you are raw, you are becoming, but you're not exactly that yet. And so you think that if you show up from this place, you will be ruining or sabotaging that vision. And please know that does not apply to everyone. This may not apply to anyone that is in their transitioning phase or their in-between phase. What I'm talking about in this video is very specific and may not apply to any person that is experiencing and transitioning in between liminal space. So please pay attention to what you are experiencing. You will know if this applies to you or not. The cost of this overprotection of that vision is recursive stagnation. And this is because by refusing to create from this current, uncertain, and raw version of you, you are delaying the embodiment of the version of you that you are preserving. You're waiting for full embodiment for that version of you in order to create. And so you don't create from where you are. But fear not, of course you can break this loop and I will show you the steps. To break out of this loop, the first step is that you stop demanding your output to match your final form. Because what you're doing now is when you try to create, when you try to express yourself or whatever that case might be, and then you compare your output to the output of that vision or that version of you that you are trying to become, and then you feel like there's this gap. And that is because you are trying to match what you create now to what will become later. And so to break the loop here, you need to stop demanding that whatever you express and create matches that final form. Let it be as it is. Let it be as it is. Whether it is messy, chaotic, it's incomplete, whatever it may be. Let it be as it is. Just let it flow out of you. And be okay with that, accept that. So create, speak, express, write, paint, whatever that case might be, from where you are right now. From the middle, from the in-between, from where you are right now. Give voice to this current version of you. It's very important because what you are doing, you are silencing this current version of you because it does not match that vision that you have for yourself. And so basically, you are really burning the bridge between where you are now and where you are transitioning into by doing that. And so you cannot get there by bypassing where you are right now. The second thing is that you redefine what integrity is. Like I said before, your overproduction to that vision that you have is coming out of integrity. It's coming out of reverence because for that vision because it's important to you. And you have a high integrity vision that you are trying to preserve. But given where you are right now in this in between phase, you need to redefine what integrity is. Integrity doesn't mean that you show up perfectly or you show up in your final embodied form. Let integrity be right now that you give voice to whatever shows up for you, even if you don't end up sharing it, even if no one sees it. Just keep it privately for yourself. But you need to give space. You need to give a sort of an outlet for where you are right now to express herself, to create something, even if you don't really like whatever shows up, but allow it. So let your current self express herself in honesty with where you are right now, rather than in that final form that you are trying to chase after. Okay, the third step is that you stop measuring output. And since you go through these ups and downs, and when you are highly sensitive and you retreat when you feel uninspired or unmotivated, you most likely are not creating or producing anything. You're taking time for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm pretty sure that if you're watching this, you maybe feel bad or being harsh on yourself for not creating during those low days. And so you are measuring your output. How many days did I create? Oh, how many days did I post or didn't post? Oh, how many days did I record this or write or not? But in this sensitive space that you are in, stop measuring output. Start focusing or paying more attention on the times that you are actually giving space for yourself to be, to express, to rest, to integrate, and for the times where you actually give yourself space to express in whatever form that feels good to you, even if it has nothing to do with the work that you are trying to. So you let it be what it is. Let your output or work be what it is: messy, transitional, raw, glitchy. It's the exact nuance of something becoming, because you are becoming, you are transitioning, and you are on that path already. When you do that, it's important to know that it's not that you are delaying your alignment or not acting in alignment. No, 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 no. You are acting from the path to alignment. You are moving on the path to alignment. That's where you are creating from. And it's important that you also acknowledge the importance of that, because it's a process, it's a path. And I say this because I know that there is so much emphasis in the spiritual community on embodiment practices, on being more aligned, on this and that. But sometimes when you are in such really it's a bit complex kind of place to be in, and it requires quite a bit of self-awareness in order for you to perceive and understand if you are going through such an experience as I have explained in this video or not. Yes, of course, there are some people in such a place where they may be self-sabotaging. Maybe what they need to be working on is their fear of judgment or their fear of being seen. So only you can know that. But I am only sharing what I'm sharing in this video because I know it's not talked about a lot, and I know it's a very specific type of experience and place to be when you have done all you needed to do. You've taken all the advice, you've done the inner work, you're taking action, but you still feel resistance, and you still feel like something is off and something is missing and you don't know what that is. As a final note, please know that this friction, this resistance, this frustration that you are feeling, these ups and downs that you are feeling in this place, is only because that vision is already in your field. You're not waiting to become that version of you. You're already carrying her with you right now. Otherwise, you would not be so clear on how that vision is or you want it to be for you. You would not be so clear on how she feels, on her energetic state, on her expression, etc., etc. It's because you're already carrying her with you right now. But you cannot stabilize this vision in your system by bypassing where you are right now in this messy, transitional, liminal space. I hope this video helped. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!